Hi, friends. Here we are at chapter 56 of Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library. Kyle led the way up the tunnel and brought his team, plus Mr. Lemoncello, into an empty basement filled with mannequins and cardboard boxes. This must be the cellar of one of the clothing shops in Old Town, said Kyle. The Fitting Factory, said Haley, reading a tag on a shipping crate. It's one of my faves. And, said Sierra, back in 1968, it was the real dress factory that Leopold Loblolly and the Dandy Bandits used. There's some steps over here, said Miguel, climbing a wooden staircase, and a door. He jiggled the knob. Oh man, it's locked. Kyle looked up at the dingy casement windows, about 10 feet above the cellar floor. He couldn't help grinning. It reminded him of another game he'd won once. This time, he'd just have to reverse things a little. Help me drag over a couple cartons, Kyle said to Miguel. We can stack them on top of each other underneath this window. After they built a step unit out of boxes, Kyle climbed up and examined the window latch. Great, he said. Don't tell me, said Akimi. Another game? Yep. There's a combination lock, the kind with 4 wheels of random letters. Warning, said the voice. What? Said Akimi. Dr. Zinchenko put loudspeakers in this basement, too? This game will terminate in 4 minutes. Yo, open the lock, Kyle, said Miguel. Hang on, it's some kind of word game. Is there a clue? Asked Kaylee. Of course. Kyle read the tiny slip of paper taped to the glass. Once you learn how to do this, you will be forever free. Everyone started laughing. This last puzzle was ridiculously easy. Ready, children? Said Mr. Lemoncello. All together now. And they all shouted it at the same time. Read! Kyle thumbed the wheels to spell R-E-A-D. The window opened, and this time he didn't need to shatter any glass to win the game. Kyle and Mr. Lemoncello stood on top of the highest box and helped the others up and out of the basement. When Haley crawled through the window frame, someone in the crowd that had gathered around the library for the game's big finale saw her and started screaming. Look, it's Haley Daly! She's the first one out! She won! With just 2 minutes to go! Nuh-uh! Kyle heard Haley shout in her perky cheerleader voice. I'm just one member of a super amazing team. We're all winners. Woo! When Akimi climbed through the window, the crowd chanted her name. How do you people know my name? Kyle heard her say. Dad, did you tell him? Sierra Russell was set to crawl out next. Mr. Lemoncello? Yes, Sierra? What time does the library open tomorrow? For you, Sierra, 9 a.m. Smiling, she stepped into their hands and climbed out the window. Kyle felt bad when Sierra stood up on the sidewalk. Who was out there to cheer for her? But then he heard Haley shout, Hey, you guys, you got to meet our amazing new friend, Sierra Russell. She's so smart, she could tell you who wrote the phone book. The crowd went crazy. Sierra, Sierra, Sierra. Okay, said Kyle, you're next, Miguel. And Miguel, said Mr. Lemoncello, if your summer schedule permits it, I'd love for you to head up my team of Lemoncello library aides. Thank you, sir. It'd be an honor. And please invite Mr. Puckelman to join you. But Andrew thinks this library is stupid. All the more reason for him to spend time getting to know us a little better. Now, off you go. They gave Miguel a boost up and out the window. The chanting outside grew even louder. Miguel, Miguel, Miguel. You guys, Miguel shouted, this library is like a good book. You just got to check it out. The crowd laughed, and Kyle groaned. You're next, Mr. Keeley, said Mr. Lemoncello. Okay, can I ask one last question? Certainly, and I hope it won't be the last. Are you really going to put all of us in your television commercials? Oh, yes. You'll be quite famous. Cool. Indeed. Who knew spending time in your local library could be such a rewarding experience? Kyle smiled. You did, Mr. Lemoncello. And now you do too. Kyle put his foot in Mr. Lemoncello's hands and grabbed hold of the window frame. See you at the birthday party, sir. Oh, yes. And you know what, Kyle? What? There might be balloons. And that concludes Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library. Let's read an author's note from Chris Grabenstein. Is the game really over? Maybe not. There is one more puzzle in the book that wasn't in the story, although a clue about how to find it was. If you figure out the solution, let me know. Send an email to author@chrisgrabenstein.com. All right. Thanks, pandas, and everyone who followed along with Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. If you enjoyed it, go get this book from your own library. Read it yourself, hold it in your hands, read it off a screen. Go back and listen to our YouTube read alouds. Read more books in the series. Go find this. It's been adapted into a movie. Go watch the movie and compare that to the book. Do whatever suits you. Thanks for reading with us.